Uganda-South Africa Business Summit after the first in Pretoria, South Africa, early in the year. So since many possible beneficiaries are not invited, on the lake tonight we have Enid Edroma, MTN's company secretary, to outline some of the opportunities accruing from the conference. MTN is the premium supporter of this conference.
Welcome to the Link edition for this week, and we already thank you for joining us, and we hope we add value to you every time. This week we hope shall add value to you, and we are discussing opportunities as we have always done, and we're discussing the South Africa-Uganda Business Summit, and in the studio my guest is Miss Enid Edroma, who's the General Manager of Corporate Services and the Company Secretary for MTN Uganda, to tell us about the summit. Enid, welcome.
Thank you, Samuel, and good evening to our viewers.
All right. So MTN has put money to support the Uganda-South Africa Business Summit.
Yes.
Viewers would like to know, paint for us a picture of the substance of the summit. What do we expect?
Okay, thank you, Samuel. So the South Africa Trade and Investment Summit, yes, is a platform that has been created by the governments of Uganda and South Africa, yeah, to assist accelerate trade and investment between their two countries.
Okay.
The first of these summits was held in South Africa end of February this year, on the sidelines of the state visit when His Excellency the President visited his counterpart in South Africa. So this is a follow-up summit, yeah, and MTN sought to facilitate this because it really is one of the success stories of South Africa in Uganda.
Yes.
So the core objective of this summit is really to encourage South African investors, specifically or particularly in the agro-processing area, yeah, to come to Uganda and explore what Uganda has. So Uganda has agricultural produce, so much of it, good organic produce, that it hasn't been able to process or add value to. So that's what we are seeking to the value we are seeking to create for Uganda, yeah, is to attract agro-processors who can probably set up shop here and also find market for Ugandan products. Okay. But agriculture and value addition in that space is not the only area that we are looking at. We've also expanded to tourism. We've also invited our colleagues in oil and gas, and so we will be having some people from South Africa in that space. We have confirmations from a few people in timber, in dairy, yeah, in milk, yeah, production, and a few other areas. Okay. So we believe it's going to be an exciting summit, a two-day summit. Yeah. The President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has confirmed attendance on the second day, which will be the 6th of September. Yeah. We will have probably up to 300 delegates, including government officials from both sides, okay, and we have a large representation of the private sector. Okay. So yes, and so what's MTN's role in this? Yeah. MTN, as I said, is the biggest company in Uganda, yeah, but also the biggest representation of South Africa's success in, yes, Uganda. So we would like Uganda to experience greater success from South Africa, and so by providing a platform, financing this summit, we hope that at the end of the day, yeah, one of the successes we hope that we can see is solid companies choosing to invest in Uganda, okay, and possibly even attain the success that MTN has over the years. Okay. Yeah.
And we'll come back to that in a moment to wrap it up. Here on the link, we discuss opportunities.
Yeah.
You spoke earlier about investors coming here. Break it down for the Ugandan viewers. I know some of them, many of them will not attend the conference, but they're thinking, oh, I'm fully now aware, you know. Yes. Paint for us a picture on the opportunities that will spill over, perhaps, from this conference that will reach them, perhaps, some of them.
Okay, so I'll just answer your question by giving an example of one of Uganda's success stories. Yeah. there's a gentleman who called Mr. Muchibi. He runs a company called Federal Foods. He's the first Ugandan that has been given a license to import pineapples.
Oh, export.
Export, sorry. So if
you are right, depending on where you are.
Depending on where you are. If you're in South Africa, you would be importing. But so here he's a Ugandan, but he has a business in South Africa. So he has received a license from the South African government to take pineapples. What he's told us is that he has a volume of about 700,000 tons of pineapples, Ugandan pineapples, to take to South Africa. Now, Mr. Muchibi himself does not have a farm that has 700,000 tons
that would be a
of pineapple. But every day as you're driving from your home to town, you see trucks and pickups and small trucks, laden with pineapples, and over time they usually get rotten, and they're sold 4 or 5 of them for 10,000 shillings. But now imagine what would happen to that farmer in Kayunga or some other place where pineapples, in Kasana-Luwero, who has so many pineapples but doesn't have the
ready
license
market.
He doesn't have ready market. He doesn't have a license to take these to South Africa. Mr. Muchibi is looking for pineapples. So that's the value that we think that can be created even for that person on the ground in Uganda, that farmer that probably doesn't know anything beyond his farm. So these are the kinds of opportunities. We have asked one of the companies, the South African companies that has confirmed attendance is Tiger Foods. Tiger Foods does Jungle Oats. They do Weetabix, they do cornflakes, they do a lot of household. You know, you probably have in your house a detergent that's made by Tiger.
And I don't know it.
Yes, you know, but it's Tiger. It's Tiger Foods. So what is there in Uganda that we can offer to Tiger Woods as an incentive for him to come and set up shop in Uganda? We have a lot of grain, we have maize, we have a lot of cereals. So what we've done is through the UIA, through PSFU and some of the banking partners that we have, Stanbic Bank and Absa Bank and DFCU Bank as well are our partners in this. They're sponsors of this as well. So they've given us some of their customers who are dealing with grain, maize and cereals.
Aggregators.
Yes, so these are the people that we hope can be matched with investors like Tiger Foods, who can then they'll have a discussion. I don't think any serious investor will come and today decide that I'm going to invest in Uganda. It's a decision.
To be fast and then you agree.
Yes, they have to do some due diligence. They have to check out, you know, is this a conducive environment? Is this the right place for me to put my money? And we hope that, you know, we're also working with the government MDAs that are responsible for interesting investors to come here. We hope that these investors, such as Tiger Foods, make the decision to invest here, and that will create greater value for the Ugandan farmer. So it's things like that, and in the tourism sector as well. You know, South Africa has some of the... I
know they are in another world in terms of tourism.
Super infrastructure in tourism, high-value lodges. They have good hospitality training schools. In Uganda, we have Crested Crane Training Institute, I think, in Jinja. I don't know its state now. But what we would hope for is that one of these investors coming in the tourism and hospitality sector would pick interest in perhaps facilitating